The tropical depression expected to become a tropical storm in the next 12 to 24 hours from the Japan Meteorological Agency is not very organized out here today, but it still does have some impacts with it. So let's talk about what's causing this to stay relatively weak and what some of the impacts will be, especially for those of you across the southern Japanese islands and across the Philippines. I'm starting off with infrared imagery here, though, because you can kind of see that broad moisture inflow coming across the Philippines, bringing you plenty of rainfall. That's going to be the case for the rest of the weekend and into the early part of next week. But if you look closely here, you have this dry air interacting with our center of circulation right about there. There's Okinawa right there, and that dry air is called intrusion. That's working its way into this, and it's going to keep it relatively weak, combined with a wind shear, which you can kind of see here on this zoomed up image of infrared satellite. You have that low level circulation, kind of this clouds, the low level clouds wrapping around off here towards the northwest. Low level centers right in there, and all the convection is here towards the southeast. That's because that flow is coming in from the southwest, and even see these overshooting tops right in here. See how they're kind of wispy from the southwest towards the northeast? That also shows that upper level winds interacting with our storm system. These do not like that at all. You want good outflow aloft. This does not have lungs to breathe, and this wind shear is kind of suffocating the storm. What does that mean? Well, I don't expect this to become a typhoon by any means. It could become a tropical storm just because of that forward motion combined with a little bit of a brief extra lift aloft once this interacts with the jet stream. Thus, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, which I think they do a good job with these systems, does expect this to become a tropical storm after it passes Okinawa, kind of moves off here towards the north with winds upwards about 30 to 40 knots on the island of Okinawa Honto, including Naha, and a lot of those military out there, over 50, nearly 80,000 at times, Americans living on that island, depending on where people are and if they're deployed or anything like that, because most of that's associated with the military. But yeah, they're looking at some pretty good winds as this treks on by, passing just towards the west there, about 100 nautical miles. So, you know, it's the center circulation passing towards the west, but it really clearly can see on this image here, the bulk of the winds are going to be just towards the east of that center of circulation. So this is as you go ahead into your Sunday morning through Sunday afternoon. You just have that flow continuing to stream in. Worst impacts are going to be along the eastern seaboard of Okinawa here. If you live on the west coast, doesn't mean you're not going to get the winds, but the worst will definitely be on the south and east, plus some pretty nasty waves upwards of 8 to 10 feet. Could even see breakers higher than that. So not the time to get out there and to go check out the waves by any means, because I know it's going to be dangerous if you get too close to those water edges, especially with this long fetch area coming in from the south. So it's not just the wind waves, but the swells coming with this as well. Let's take a look ahead at the extended forecast, though. This does move off towards the north. Like I said, it starts to interact with the jet stream. Then it's going to move over the Korean Peninsula, bringing plenty of rainfall. The southwestern areas of Japan, including Kyushu, also looking at this. Not going to be seeing tropical storm conditions by then, but definitely some rough weather, and even across the island of Hokkaido. Good news, it does stay towards the western slopes of the Japanese Alps, so that's going to hide any of the rain from really stretching over towards the Tokyo area. Pulling back towards the south, though, and I want to go back in time here from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is something pretty consistent here, and that is that flow of moisture coming across and continuing to impact the island of Luzon. You take a look at rainfall accumulation, by the way, you really get a good idea of what I'm talking about here. Let's go ahead through Saturday and Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, that's how our storm moves towards the north, but the moisture continues to pile up along the west coast of Luzon. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty heavy out there. Even northern areas of Mindoro looks at some locations upwards of about 500 to 600 millimeters. This is definitely going to cause some localized flooding. You can even see urban flooding in the Metro Manila area if this persists long enough, heading throughout the weekend and into the early part of next week. It's called just basically this atmospheric river streaming across the area, bringing with it plenty of rainfall. So something to keep in mind, even if you are not directly being impacted by the storm, you still got that inflow coming in with it. So that is all I got for you guys here today. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know down in the comment box below. Always appreciate feedback. And yeah, stay safe out there. I'm trying my best to keep you guys informed. And plus, I'm not on TV right now, so it's nice to do these updates and kind of get that least feel of broadcasting. One reason why I put my suits on. I got a bunch of suits. I don't really ever wear them, so figured why not. All right, guys. Bye.